Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We're going to start off our afternoon with media availabilities. We're joined by Julia Landauer. She is starting her very first Xfinity race here this weekend. Julia, how excited are you?
I'm super excited. I'm a little nervous, I'm going to be honest. It's been about 18 months since I've done a stock car race, so it is jumping the deep end, but I have done as much preparation as I can with watching videos and looking at data and doing simulator work and physical training, mental training, so I feel as prepared and just ready to get on track.
How long have you been preparing for this race specifically?
So we kind of solidified mid to late May that it was going to happen. So that's when I really ramped up all of my preparation. And so it was a good 6 weeks of just head down, focusing on racing.
And what's different with the Xfinity series from other motorsports that you've participated in?
Well, I feel like I'm going to learn a lot about what's different with these cars because I have yet to race them on a bigger track. So I've tested once at Motor Mile in my rookie test, but that was much shorter. So I think the speed is going to be a big thing, the braking is going to be a big thing, and just the caliber of the drivers. I mean, the Xfinity field is a stacked field, so I hope to get all the laps in, learn as much as I can, and keep it clean.
Awesome. We'll go ahead and open it up for questions. If you have one, please raise your hand, and I will get to you. We'll go right to PRN.
Hey, Doug Turnbull from PRN. I just wanted to add, I mean, a lot of us are being introduced to you for the first time. I know we could just Google it, but can you kind of give the 10-cent story on the path here? I mean, not just how you ended up in the car, but like where we've seen you before maybe?
Yeah, so my background is I got started in go-karts when I was 10 and originally focused on the Formula Car route. So I won a Skip Barber championship when I was 14 and was the first female to do that, raced in Formula BMW, and then I switched over to oval racing. I ran Ford Focus Midgets for Bob East, got a win out there. And then I did a bunch of part-time stock car racing throughout college and some Legends car racing. And then when I graduated in 2015, I raced for limited late models for Lee Pulliam at Motor Mile and won that championship. Moved up to K&N West where I ran with Bill McAnally, finished 4th in points, right behind Noah Gregson. Todd won that season. And then we did some Pinty's racing, which is when I came to Loudon for the 2 times. And then I raced in the European NASCAR Series in 2020. That was my last full-time season. And we finished 5th in points, which is the highest for an American, which I'm really proud of. So, yeah, 2021 was a little slower, but then, yeah, here we are. Thank you.
We'll go right over here to your right.
Hi, Josh Spalding, Salem Press Newspapers. Julia, I'm just curious as to how has your experience been here so far? Obviously, this is, like you said, I heard you say, this is kind of a bigger thing than you're used to. So how has it been so far here in New Hampshire? What have you been enjoying about what we have here?
It's been really cool to be back, and it's been so nice to see so many familiar faces in the garage. I feel like a lot of people have jumped out and said hi, and people from K&N days, from Pinty's, from late model stuff. So it's been a very warm welcome. I think I'll start to kind of feel the gravity of such a big race, I think, when we line up to go out on track. But it's so wonderful to be back in the garage.
We'll go to Bob.
I'm sorry if you've answered this before, but was it important to come to a track that you have a little bit of experience at?
Yes, it was very important to come to a track that I have experience at. I will be doing live pit stops for the first time. I will be racing this car for the first time working with a spotter. So being able to be on a track that I'm familiar with, that I know the visuals for, that I have an idea of the rhythm, I think will help in adjusting throughout the whole race.
Are there any other questions? Go ahead, Bob.
Just what has kept you going? What has kept you wanting to continue to try to find rides?
Maybe a little craziness, maybe a little stubbornness, maybe not wanting to find other types of work. But no, I've always... It's so exciting for me to put all the pieces together of making racing work. Me, the driver, team, funding, and it's something I feel like I hadn't accomplished, and I really wanted to, and I think that there's a lot of potential for me and my partners and the series. So it's just I didn't want to give up, even though it was very challenging, and I guess the saying kind of goes, it's darkest before the sun rises, and maybe that's kind of where I was in 2021. So I think a little bit of stubbornness, a little bit of not quite reaching my goal, and now we're taking one more step, so I'm really proud.
Any other questions? All right, Julia, good luck.
Thank you guys so
Thank you.
much.